Hey everyone, my name is Emily. Welcome to our channel, Gale Force Twins. Today is morning.
It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. We are 100 miles into the Gulf of Mexico at Pulley Ridge, which is a fishing spot. We are literally 100 miles out away from Key West, Florida, fishing on a headboat. We've already done a couple videos here, so this is, I believe it's video number 3. I can't really keep track, to be honest, because there's so many days and hours just mushed together. My brain practically hurts. But what we really wanted to do is take the time and explain to you guys the technique for bottom fishing on a headboat. Now there's this bottom fishing technique you can apply pretty much anywhere from center consoles to pontoon boats to headboats. However, there's a few things that headboats would require, like extra long rods, or the fact that everybody's fishing on one side so you don't get tangled because you're fishing with like 20 other people.
I do want to caveat that you don't necessarily have to have these techniques to fish on a headboat, but it will be very, very helpful to have these techniques.
First, we're going to start with the rod, the reel, the rig, the basics.
The gear.
The gear. Okay. Want to start hook end?
No, let's start with the gear.
With the gear. Okay. So, this is a 8-foot bottom rod, and it's a conventional rod. And what makes a conventional rod is that it has a conventional reel. It has a Valiant 500 Accurate, and thanks to Accurate, check out this Gale Force logo. You guys see that? It says Gale Force
it's
right
etched in there.
And the rod has the guides facing towards you. So the guides are up with the conventional. A spinner would be this way. So conventional's up. Now, this rod is 8 feet long, because check this out. First of all, especially for someone like me, I'm only 5'3 3/4", so I say I'm 5'4", and this rail comes pretty high. And let's say I'm fishing and I catch a tuna or some type of fish that's really gonna run, and this fish darts right under the boat. What am I gonna do? Look over there. We've got a galley, a kitchen, a bathroom, bunk beds down there.
We've got cabin cams inside.
So if fish comes on here, I'm gonna have to use all the advantage that I have, and I can stick this rod out as far as I can to help myself with that angle. Hopefully this angle will give me time to let my fish do some circles and start going back out.
What this is doing is it's giving her all the reach that she needs to keep her fish from chafing her line on the bottom of this boat. That's the advantage of having a nice long 8-foot rod.
Our rods are custom made by Rain Shadow for us. We have Gale Force rods. Look at the logo.
Gale Force is on there, and Team Rain Shadow. Turn it around.
Right here.
Team Rain Shadow. Our rods are built by Rain Shadow.
So because these are custom rods, I'll put some of the details in the description box for you, like the serial number. So if you ever did want to build a rod from scratch, you guys will have that information. The length and all those types of information will be in the description box for you, so if you want to look into that.
We're going to start at the braid. We're spooled with 40-pound braid. This is red braid, of course, because it's our colors. And if you want to come up here, Emily, take a look. I tied a bimini. That's my first knot off of the rod. Red braid to a bimini. Up next, we have a double uni. This double uni, this is my wind-on leader. I'm using 50-pound mono wind-on leader. I'm going to use around 20 feet of it. Now, on this type of boat, a wind-on leader is really helpful for the mates, because if they have to reach down and grab your line, their hands don't get beat up on the braid. It's also super helpful if for some reason you tangle with somebody. It's a lot easier to untangle or cut mono. It's much more difficult to untangle or cut braid.
Right, so we're going to go from the reel is spooled with 40-pound red braid through the guides all the way up top to the very first knot, which is the bimini,
and the very next knot,
the double uni, to the mono wind on.
Let me wind this on.
Reel it up a little bit.
The wind on.
And we've got about, what would you say, Amanda, 20 feet of wind on?
Around 20 feet of it. This is a fresh wind on, so it's a little, ooh, yikes. Now that we are at the end of our wind on, we're gonna go to the next step. We need our ball bearing swivels. We're gonna need 2 ball bearing swivels and a bead. So let's start with that first. Ball bearing swivel number 1 is the one that you're going to put your sinker on. My sinker is already on my swivel, but first I'll get to this first. First thing I'm gonna do is slide my swivel onto my wind down leader.
Perfect. We have our ball bearing swivel on our wind down leader. I'll hold this for Amanda so she can show you guys properly. Next, we're gonna go with the bead.
We're gonna put a bead on here, and then we're gonna put another second ball bearing swivel, just like that. And on this swivel, I'm gonna tie a uni knot.
We do have a how to tie the uni knot video on our YouTube channel, so we'll have to link that for you guys so you can watch it, because Amanda's gonna tie this like uber fast. Look how fast that is.
Ready?
Ready. Done. Well, it must
Fast
have been under
enough?
10 seconds.
You guys can see right here that my sinker is free to move up and down my wind on. I have a bead followed by my second ball bearing swivel. I'm really quickly gonna show you the sinker rig specifically, and then we're gonna get onto the leader. I'm gonna start with removing the sinker to show you guys how to put it on there to begin with.
I'll hold it for you.
Right here, this is just more 50-pound, and the line is just put together to create a loop, and a uni knot is tied right here. It's very simple. You can tie just about any knot as long as you have some kind of loop in here. An overhand knot would work great too. We're gonna go ahead and pop this line through our belt sinker. We're gonna go over the top of it, like so.
Perfect.
We're gonna pull it back. So this is what you want it to look like. You want it nice and tight and snug. Some people accidentally leave their line like this. See that?
That's a no-no.
That's a no-go. You're gonna wanna make sure your line is tight and snug like that. Moving on to the leader, I'm also just gonna be using a 50-pound leader. You can use mono or fluoro. Today we're using mono out here fishing Pulley Ridge. Fluoro isn't really needed. We've been catching everything on mono and things are working great. I'm gonna go ahead and once again, I'm just tying a uni knot. So if you do wanna see our detailed uni knot video, go ahead. That link will be in the description box.
I like the uni knot because it's fast, it's reliable, it's strong.
It's very strong.
And
Never slips.
It never slips. I have heard that some people complain that sometimes when it cinches down too much on itself and actually breaks itself off.
So that just goes to show it's a strong knot.
Yes, personally I've never really had too much of an issue with it.
All right, we are gonna use around 8 to 10 feet of leader, and we're gonna go to a 7/0 circle hook, which once again has
the
a
uni
uni
knot.
knot. The two primary baits we're gonna use is a squid or a ballyhoo. If you're gonna use a ballyhoo, we really like to debone them. So we're gonna go ahead and grab ballyhoo. I'm gonna debone it, show you how to do that. And then if I wasn't gonna use a ballyhoo, I would use a squid, which I'll also grab and show you that as well. First bait of choice is our ballyhoo. We're gonna go ahead and debone it. I actually like to go from the belly up on the first side. And you wanna find that backbone and get right on top of it. Once you're through, we're just gonna slide down the backbone. Perfect. Just like that, here's the backbone, here's my meat of fillet.
Meat of fillet,
ballyhoo fillet, flip it over. This time I like to go from the back side, above the backbone. Once again, slide down.
Now,
And
the
here is
important
my
part, this is
tail.
actually something to point out.
We
You don't want the tail.
You
so
wanna
the
cut
fact
off
that she missed the meat is really
the backbone, get rid of the tail. That's the important part. We're gonna toss this whole thing. Additionally, we're gonna break the beak off.
Okay. That looks perfect.
Here's my squid.
So let's go over back to the rods and show you guys how to put these on the hook.
Okay. All right. The first bait I'm gonna bait up is gonna be my squid. I'm gonna show you that. So all we're doing is we're gonna be putting the hook through
The top
top part of the squid just one time. You don't want your baits to spin. So if you see, so the top part of the squid evenly in the middle, this keeps the bait fluttering nicely in the water. Now I'm actually gonna remove this, chum the waters, and put my ballyhoo on. Ballyhoo, we're gonna go underneath the jaw, out the top of the head, once again in the middle, so just like that. Perfect.
Perfect, just like that. You guys can see that. Let's point up again. There you go, just like that.
That's ballyhoo, and now let's get on to the fishing part.
Something you guys will notice is there's nobody fishing on this side of the boat. Absolutely nobody. And that is because the current, if we were to let the line out here, the current would just take the line right under the boat. So we're gonna need to go to the other side.
We're gonna
and
switch sides.
Join everybody over there.
Yes.
And show you guys the technique to bottom
Ready?
fishing.
Let's go.
Let's go. Got your spot?
Got my spot. First things first, we're gonna go ahead and toss our baits over.
Now, if you guys want to be nice, try not to let your sinkers bang up against the side of the boat. Be nice to your head boat that you're on. Whatever head boat or drift boat you're fishing,
There we go.
be cautious.
Down to the bottom the bait goes.
Let's talk about how you're dropping it down, Amanda.
A nice and steady speed. You don't want the rod to be jerking.
You don't want it to be completely in free spool here. Let's look at the rod.
You don't want it like this.
Wait, hold on. Let me get a better angle.
All right. You don't want the rod doing this.
That's bad, guys. See how they're bouncing? Bouncing's not good. That means that she has too much pressure on the spool.
I put exactly enough pressure so that it goes down nice and smoothly, but it's not bouncing.
So now she's got some lighter pressure on it, and the rod looks nice, no bouncing.
Just like that.
And we are fishing in, I believe it's 350 feet of water right now. So
around there.
This is going to take us some time. Look at Josh back there. Nice job. Got some fish in the boat.
All right, we're going down
to
the bottom.
Catch? Looks like we're catching ham bones here.
Looks like we're catching ham bones today. Hopefully we can land one for you guys.
We're
going to land one for you guys.
What's a ham bone? Here, I'll talk about
ham bone. Good idea.
A ham bone is actually a black fin snapper, and we catch them down in Big Pine, the Florida Keys, even in Pompano, but they're all the size, maybe like 12, 13-inch snappers. But out here in Pulley Ridge, you saw those snappers, those were 20 inches, 24 inches. So basically a black fin snapper is a ham bone is a very large black fin snapper. Same species, just larger in size.
There's more than one way once you're on the bottom. So I'm on the bottom and I'll know I'm on the bottom. If you go ahead and look, there's slack in my line, just like that.
She takes her thumb off and
look at the slack.
There's slack. This is so easy to grab and pull.
You're gonna backlash me.
Sorry.
So we're on the bottom. I actually like to leave my rod in free spool and I just keep my thumb on it, and once I feel that bite, I lighten the pressure on my thumb and I let the fish eat my bait for 3 to 5 seconds before putting up in strike and reeling. Now you can leave it in strike if there's not a lot of current, but you need to make sure you're maintaining bottom. If you're not maintaining bottom, this all goes out the window.
That's the big thing, is maintaining bottom. So if you're fishing a steady, consistent bottom, you probably don't have to worry about it so much. If the bottom's fluctuating, then you're probably gonna wanna sit there and check bottom every once in a while. Now, all we do is wait for a bite.
Wait for a bite. I'm leaving my rod in free spool. That's how I prefer to do it, with my thumb on it, and once I feel that bite, I'll lighten the pressure, let my fish swallow the bait, and push up to strike. In the meantime, we're just gonna sit here and wait for that bite.
Enjoy the view. Enjoy the blue ocean, blue sky. Beautiful day out here. You're good.
I think I just got a bite.
You got a bit. Look at that.
I'm letting him take it up to strike,
and then she's gonna reel really fast.
And
Amanda
got him on.
That literally, guys, I cut that clip, and then Amanda goes, "I'm getting bit. I'm getting bit. Hurry, hit record."
There we go. Yep.
Way to go.
Just like that. I don't think I'm gaining.
This is textbook, guys. This is textbook. I was expecting us to have to wait as long as maybe 20, 30 minutes.
So was I.
I was like, well, Number's gonna wait. That was so fast. Literally,
and then
the second I hit
reel down,
recording.
pick up and wind.
Yes, reel down,
pick up and wind. Reel down, pick up and wind.
Notice how she has it in her armpit as opposed to her hip. Now, if you're taller and you can put it in your hip, that's fine.
But we're short. These rails come pretty high.
The rail's pretty high. So whatever's comfortable is kind of what you have to go for. But you also have to be practical but strategic.
My GoPro's not recording.
So much for wearing it.
Holy cow.
So Tony, what do you think it is?
We're going scamp.
Blackfin snapper, scamp grouper, maybe red grouper,
go.
Maybe mutton snapper. You guys can see the color.
It's a vermilion. Oh.
We can't. It's a ham bone, which, like I said, is a blackfin snapper. Now watch how Amanda reels up to the tip. And let's
Tony's gonna go ahead.
Take care of that. Yes!
Holy long leaders everywhere.
Good job, Amanda.
Yes.
All right, let's interview our fish.
It's time for our fish interview.
He made the tube.
Here we go. Here we go. Any guesses why this is called a blackfin snapper?
Look at that.
Check it out.
Blackfin snapper.
And once they get nice, white.
I can hear you panting.
Totally white. So it's nice.
Amazing how a fish this size, this is a nice size, but it's still not even that big, and you're out of breath.
But
you were reeling from probably 350 feet.
350, 400 feet of water probably. We got our ham bone snapper.
Beautiful fish. Love the yellow eye, the black fin. So a yellow eye actually looks really similar, but they wouldn't have this black fin. That's kind of the key thing for black fins, is literally the black fin snapper. And you can see he ate everything but the head. So look at perfect hook job. Just how you want it.
Time to go get our fish staples. Our number.
Let's go. Let's go see Tony or Josh, whoever wants to staple our fish.
We brought our fish.
Oh!
we hope you all found that video helpful for you, that you guys can go feel more confident moving forwards when you try and go bottom fishing, whether it's on a head boat or on your own, or like I said, a pontoon boat. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure you follow Gale Force Twins on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, and like and subscribe for more.